welcome back to my playthrough of Metroid, everyone. And I kind of take a sneaky little shortcut near the end, but that one's been known for a long time.
Meanwhile, you're clipping through the ground.
Yes, you can do that.
Of course.
I always like how the transitions between rooms made it look like you were doing jump cuts. Ah, the old 80s of video games.
Yeah, it's just like, it's kind of like, as I mentioned, it's kind of like in Legend of Zelda.
Yeah.
You know?
Various suit acquired.
Oh yeah, the famous barrier suit. It's actually a translation of a mistranslation. Originally, it's supposed to be called a barrier suit, but of course, since this is the NES we're talking about, and bad translation were the common thing, it was mistranslated in Varia suit and was just kept because it was a cool name.
Mm-hmm.
V's and V's get mixed up in Japan from time to time, hence the translation.
Yeah. Well, this Japan's obsession of using random English words even when we don't need to.
To make it sound more, I don't know, westernized.
I guess it's just like when they use Latin words, just because it's cooler.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, I believe
by the
that
way,
you
Darkstar,
finished up
have
the
you
game
seen,
in this part?
Have you seen the fan art that basically compares Metroid to basically and shows that Metroid can potentially be a post-apocalyptic version of the Mario universe?
I've never even heard of that.
Basically, they show that the similarities between some enemies and locations between the first Mario game and the first Metroid games are surprisingly uncanny.
Yeah,
True, not to mention that some of the enemies actually look like Lakitus in this game.
Sakurai also made a joke like that in Kid Icarus Uprising.
Well, that's because Kid Icarus was made by the same guy who made Metroid, but that made more sense. I was telling to the original Mario.
What do you
In
think,
the original Kid Icarus, there are Metroids actually as enemies.
Now we're gonna make a song about running
I've never
away
seen
for a little
this
while.
particular Metroid game, so I couldn't really compare the two.
Which one have you seen?
Prime.
Of course.
Ah, yes.
We did a run of Prime earlier.
Yes,
Yeah, I believe she was in some of those parts.
I was.
Yeah, it was.
It was a fun commentary.
Yes. What I deliberately gave myself as little as I could.
Okay. Sprite flickering. So, Darkstar, can you tell what point of the game are we? Kinda, because
We came up to Brinstar after getting the high jump boots and Norfairs. Simply because Kraid is hard without the Varia.
Yeah.
Ah, yes,
that's right.
Kraid. No one remembers Kraid these days. Well,
That's because he's even bigger than Ridley. He was supposed to be. It was supposed to be Metroid Prime, but was cut along with another boss. Poor guy.
And Ridley gets the piece of that pie.
I like to call Kraid the equivalent of Fat Bastard. Let's just have the two fuse together and see what happens.
It wasn't originally back then. I mean, in this game, Kraid is very short. Is very small, actually. I'm still baffled by the fact that the space pirates are led by voiceless monsters, pretty much. I mean, did Ridley ever talk to?
Only in the manga.
Yeah.
Oh.
I forget. I think there was a game or two where Ridley actually could talk. Maybe it was through telepathy of some sort. And I think he could talk in the Fusion game.
No, he couldn't. He just screams because he's a fucking pterodactyl.
Here we go, Kraid's Lair. This music has been known to give people nightmares.
Yep.
Either because of actual fear or because of the incoming Nintendo hard stuff coming up.
Well, as I mentioned, Jova, the intention of Nintendo was to give a very suffocating, claustrophobic atmosphere.
Oh, I know. That's what I'm saying. There are
make
like
the player
several
feel
reasons.
tense.
But I guess it worked.
Well, yeah.
Oh, sure.
Pleasant nightmares, everyone.
Sure, they managed to make Mario levels utterly terrifying to children. And that was actually with tiny happy music, of all things.
I'm not scared easily.
Me neither.
And I keep falling in acid. Thanks to those stupid flies.
Yeah.
I should start making Beelzebub jokes.
Seems like it takes a while to kill you.
Yeah, you remember how it works in Metroid Shiroi? Your life bar is actually really huge. It's divided in squares, and each square takes 100 hits.
Units.
Yeah, units. And basically, most of the damage you get is basically 1 or 2 hits. So it takes a real while to kill you.
And now that I
But
have the
there are
area,
things
I take half damage.
For example, lava or acid actually drains your health really faster, for example. So it varies pretty much.
Yeah.
However, one little joke, quote unquote, that I adore about the franchise, that for the most part of the beginning of the games, you get lava, which you cannot walk into because it drains your health. But when you get a suit that let you walk in lava and resist the hit damage, and immediately after they throw you acid.
Okay, yeah, sorry guys, I had yet another bit of a headache coming on.
What do you mean?
Now I have 4 energy tanks. I should be able to take Kraid now.
You know, headache, Tio, as in your head hurts.
Headache, not panic.
Honestly, there's nothing much about this game that's going to get me to panic. From seeing anyway.
No, don't worry, Dweebs. The nightmarish stuff is more into Super Metroid and Fusion. Don't worry.
You know, if we're going to make a joke about OverM there for a second.
RM being scary? Not really. It's just playing annoying.
Yeah.
I guess the true final boss can be scary, but it's just the initial surprise.
Speaking of that, aside from Wing Commander, the movie, Metroid Other M, and the Star Wars prequels, depending on whether or not how you feel about them, what other things have you seen that from the original creators of the series that you felt were shit?
What do you mean? Because
say,
if you mean by, for example, being ruined by a reboot, there are a lot of things.
No, like something that was made by the original in the series, made by the original creator of a
Alien
series.
with Prometheus.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Let's not forget that Ridley Scott never wrote any of the Alien movies. So, the first Alien movie was awesome because he had good writers in that movie. So there's always if they were the same writers of the first movie, then maybe yes, you could say that. But in case of Prometheus, it's kind of complicated.
Any other examples?
I'm thinking. There you go. Keep talking. I'll think something.
Yeah.
You know, if I make sure an honest theory, I think that Yoshio Sakamoto might have been severely depressed when he wrote Other M.
Everybody else got depressed after playing it, so I guess
He wanted everyone to feel this pain.
I mean, he might have had family problems.
Not to mention, Metroid fans waited since then for an actual game, and what we got is a soccer thing, which is
Federation Force.
Yeah, which doesn't even look like a Metroid game, but it's that title because. Whoop whoop. Well, Dweebs, how about
basically, Dweebs, remember?
Go ahead, Pedro.
Okay, basically, Dweebs, remember in the first Twilight movie where Bella forgot the first half of the movie is always doing boring monologues.
I can't remember much of that movie.
Basically, imagine a whole movie like that. There you go. That's Other M's story.
Right, we're gonna say Tio.
Referring to your question from before, how about Keiji Inafune?
Here we go. Great.
Oh boy.
Sorry.
I'm a little chibi fat bastard.
So what were you saying? Tio?
Later. For now, to describe Kraid, he's kind of a giant porcupine that shoots spikes or something.
Is this Silver the Hedgehog's brother?
Kinda, sorta.
Darkstar, is this the particular moment where you told me that you break the game?
Oh, we're getting to that later.
Mm-hmm.
we break the intended sequence, and then Nintendo decided to adjust the statue room for the remix so it couldn't happen again.
There we go.
Wow.
It's been defeated.
An NES game that's broken in some places. That's a rarity. Anyway, what are you going to say to you?
Yeah, how about Keiji Inafune, creator of Mega Man with Mighty Number 9?
Well, that's not actually his own series that he ruined. It was just more bingy.
Not really. He created Mega Man and Mega Man X, at least.
Yeah, but Mighty Number 9's not Mega Man, is it? It's just an aping of Mega Man.
Yay, energy tank!
Now, in the example, the example I was thinking of was more along the lines of the Wing Commander movie. I still haven't seen that, by the way.
Well, don't.
Yeah.
Well, unless we're going to do it for the eventual commentary anyway, so.
Oh, for some reason, when you beat Crater Ridley in this game, you get 75 extra missiles added to your capacity.
Because you're that awesome.
It was never explained why, though.
Well, if it's awesome, then who cares?
Yeah, probably. Well, remind me, Pedro, how much of the Sierra development team was responsible for King's Quest 8?
A lot of them.
Oh, yeah, Roberta Williams as well.
It's a different case in that regard too, because remember, Activision bought Sierra mid-development, so Roberta lost a lot of creative control.
Yeah, right.
I hate this part.
and you can also add.
She was still professional enough to try to stand up for the game, but now if you actually ask her about it nowadays, she will flat out tell you that she regrets making that game.
Yeah, and you can also add, Wibbs, you can also add to that Richard Garriott with Ultimate 9. But and then again, even in those cases, EA was mostly EA's fault.
Yeah, like that was because EA rushed the games out. I mean, 9 looked like it could have been amazing if EA didn't.
Well, honestly, Spoony had a point on things, though. The whole children massacre and the mean-spirited messages that the last two Ultimate games make. I mean, all the bugs and the lack of story pieces are definitely EA's fault. But things like the Avatar being spirited and basically being a hypocrite and betraying the whole virtue thing, that's Richard Garriott's writing. That's Richard Garriott's problem. Then again, I haven't seen the interview that Spoony had with Richard Garriott himself, but people told me it's hilarious.
Has anyone done anything like that with Chris Roberts?
Chris Roberts right now is actually making a new game.
Which he managed to get Gary Oldman and a lot of people in it.
Of course.
Well, it wouldn't be the first time. Chris Roberts' projects always tend to get Hollywood actors. The Wing Commander series had Mark fucking Hamill as the protagonist.
Yeah, Mark Hamill piloting a spaceship in a sci-fi rated media. That's
so, if in that case, explain to me why Freddie Prinze Jr. was there in the
budget.
I don't buy that though. I mean, they had budget for a movie and they couldn't get.
It was $30 million.
Right.
They couldn't get Mark Hamill for the movie. Why not?
I heard they did, but it was more like a cameo.
Had contractual problems.
Let's get back on topic.
Yeah.
Sure. What's next, Darkstar?
We're back in Brinstar, and now we're going to sneak our way to Torian early.
Is this, Darkstar, is this playthrough only 2 parts long, or is it more?
Yeah, originally it was supposed to be 1, but I suggest them to split for a more for more easy having
more balanced length.
Yeah. Anywho,
Yes.
Anywho, about Keiji Inafune, actually he revealed in an interview in 2007 that he actually wasn't the creator of Mega Man. It's actually his mentor who created Mega Man. He did help out in the creation of Zero for Mega Man X, but even then he had someone else end up designing him in the end. He actually didn't have as much involvement as we initially thought he did. I mean, don't get me wrong.
That might be a reason on why my number 9 sucks really bad.
Yeah.
Inafune gets too much credit.
Yeah, I'm afraid he does.
That's my main fear with the Castlevania spiritual successor.
Bloodstained actually has the guy behind it, though.
Yeah,
No,
but
Ika did not
I
do the earliest game.
wonder if 1 year from now we will discover that Iga wasn't really involved with Castlevania to begin with, or something.
That'd be one heck of a
Actually,
conspiracy theory that they're managing to pull off. I mean, if they
Actually,
actually
I
Well,
think Iga-
honestly, Jova, Bloodstained so
I think
far
Iga
as
actually started. If I remember correctly, Iga started his involvement with Rondo, and no one knows who the original creator is.
there you go.
Well, the same, it's still at least a
Jova,
legit
remember-
veteran. But yeah,
remember,
go on.
Paul,
Guys, coming up on the
Bloodstained,
shortcut.
Oh, right.
as I mentioned, Bloodstained seems to have a lot of the same similarities that Mighty Number 9 has. Remember,
And not quite.
no
Bloodstained's
real footage, using hand-drawn sprites to represent what will be 3D polygon models. They already confirmed that.
the difference
A
is that
huge
we've...
budget.
Guys, here we are.
Oh,
Oh.
Ridley?
The statue room.
Oh boy. What the
As
fuck
you can
is
see. And now I'm going to take a sneaky way in that was discovered in the 80s.
Cool.
that?
Anywho,
How
Gio,
so?
Oh.
No, hold on.
Let's
go.
I'll finish what I'll say later.
All right.
It's going to
Hey,
take a
guys.
minute, but all I have to do is freeze him in the right position, bomb, then voila. I break into Torian early. I get that other bridge scream. It's like, hey, you broke the game!
Yeah,
You're
but
not supposed
The
to do
game was
that.
broken to begin with. We're just utilizing it.
Yeah. It's a
I mean, it's
I'm
not
still
even a glitch that you
surprised.
broke it.
I'm still surprised that the NES was so primitive, yet he had so many functioning games. It's fascinating on a mechanical and electrical standpoint.
Well, there was various factors for that too.
ladies and
Combined with-
gentlemen, you always wanted to see Samus jump around in mud. Well, here you are.
Well,
It's
there were
acid.
There
but
were-
Dwibs, we already got that in Other M. She just wasn't jumping as much.
well,
Yeah.
there were two determining factors that made that happen. The first one, the fact that Nintendo was, of course, trying their best to make as many awesome games as they could, so they could try to bring back the gaming business in America. Second, the fact that they were limiting third-party publishers to only 5 games per year, so companies were forced to only make their 5 best games.
All go under pseudonyms to release
Here we
others.
go. And
There
now
we
we
go.
get to leave Ridley to destroy the galaxy while Mother Brain dies.
So we actually don't fight Ridley.
Yep.
What a sad tale.
Well, like
Anyway,
I said, this
Mother
isn't canon anymore.
Brain's Lair
Mm-hmm.
Torian.
with actual Metroids. There we go.
Yeah.
But
Anyway,
first we're gonna
Jova.
blow up a door.
Anyway, Jova, what I was about to say
Oh wait,
is
hold
that
on,
as I
hold
men-
on. Oh wait, hold on, Tio. Actually, Darkstar, Iga was actually there well before Rondo. He's actually been on Castlevania ever since Symphony of the Night and onward.
Rondo was the game before Symphony by continuity.
Oh, well, by continuity, not by production, of course.
No, even by production, trust me. Roll of Blood was
Huh.
made by the TurboGrafx 16.
Oh yeah, that's right, that original release. I keep forgetting about that since that never came out here in America.
Until Dracula
No
X
export for
Chronicles
you,
came out.
Jova. Sorry.
Until Dracula X Chronicles came out, we didn't get Rondo.
Yeah.
Well,
okay.
It came out on the Wii Virtual Console.
Well, I know,
Yes.
several years after the original release, but well, I digress. Anywho,
Better
go
late
on,
than
Tio.
never.
Basically, yeah, a huge budget that with so many stretch goals, with I don't think will matter in the end, and the fact that it's published by Deep Silver, which is notorious for being responsible for a lot of bad franchises.
The difference, though, is like, well,
So-
we've actually gotten a look at the gameplay and visuals, and the visuals, at least in this case, actually seem to be living up to what they promised us. They weren't nearly as ambitious as Concept was with their ultra hyper def original concept art. Not to mention the fact that the gameplay at least holds true to what we're expecting. Also, the fact that, well, they've been a lot more honest and actually down to base with us, unlike Concept. I mean, like, well, yeah, there are some similarities, but there are still differences that give me more hope for Bloodstain than Mighty Number 9. Not to mention the fact that Bloodstain actually won't
it's
give you
important
muscle
to note-
memory issues.
It's important to remember that in this game, Metroids give you 30 health or 30 missiles when defeated.
Yeah. Oh, I should probably also explain how Metroid as an enemy works. Well, for the all the people in the audience who actually don't know.
Oh,
basically,
they can't handle the cold.
Imagine this giant floating jellyfish with 3 horns that suddenly, for some reason, loves to being attached to your head and draining all your basically life away. That's a Metroid in a
It's time
nutshell.
to suck your blood.
Pretty
How
much.
nice.
That's right.
The only way to
namesake.
defeat them is to basically freeze them. For some reason. Don't
They
ask.
hate the cold because they're gelatinous.
Makes
And
sense.
the responsible for all this pretty much is a giant brain in a jar that went rogue because of
It's
reasons.
Dr. Giro.
Actually, Darkstar, since you're more a fan of the Metroid franchise, can you tell us the origins of Mother Brain?
It was created by the Chozo as a security robot, pretty much. However, predictably,
It went
rebelled
rogue.
against them.
Yeah.
This was explained in the Metroid manga in 2004.
And then gloriously ruined by what Mother Brain was in Captain N. Ugh.
Yeah. How about that Simon Belmont in Mega Man as well? Oh yeah, and Kid Icarus.
This Belmont.
Yeah, actually, basically all the Nintendo characters in Captain N were terrible, honestly.
I have yet to see it, actually.
Yeah.
Is it really that bad?
Yeah.
Well, it's the glorious
Cheesy,
kind of bad.
But the most bad factor about it is that the video game characters are nothing like their original counterpart, and I don't mean
parodies?
I mean, Mega Man is green instead of blue for some reason. Kid Icarus, yeah, Pete does look like his original sprite, but has zero personality aside from saying "Ikus" at the end of every single phrase.
And Simon
Belmont
Belmont.
looks nothing like his original sprite and has a blue jacket and a weird haircut and a camp gay attitude.
I heard he's a narcissist.
Yeah, that too. And for the other characters, King Hippo is not pink, but for some reason green. The Eggplant Wizard is kind of the same, but has zero personality again.
And now we're gonna go charge back in and blow up everything.
You know, just
And Mother M is and Mother Brain is Jesus.
You know, Darkstar, just to give you an example, let's see if I can find it. Yeah, Darkstar,
Yes.
here is a look at Simon Belmont in Captain N.
Hold on.
Christ, Jimmy, your links are like walls of text.
That's because it's straight from the Google thing. Those ones are super long for some reason.
Jova, I'd like to direct you to a nice site
there she
called
is.
SCWRM.
Brains. Brains.
Mother Brain.
There you go. Eat
All
my
it does is
missile,
sit there.
bitch.
All it does is sit there and tell cannons to shoot me.
Yeah. Thankfully, Super Metroid added a nice twist to this battle.
It's like, surprise, surprise, I'm not defenseless this time.
Yeah, basically Super Metroid, after you defeat this form, it basically turns into fucking Godzilla.
Yeah, the funny thing is I called that form Dino Brain. No, wait,
And now we have a time
blow.
limit. Let's go. Go, go, go,
Dun,
go,
dun,
go.
dun, 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 dun.
Time to go.
Gotta go
Yeah.
faster, faster,
Yep.
faster,
Darn it,
faster.
we're not gonna make it. Let's speed up.
Thank you for activating our automated self-destruct sequence. Please get out now and have a nice day.
Will do.
Self-destruct in 830 seconds.
Or thank you for activating our automated self-destruct sequence. Please don't move and die a horrible death. Thank you.
Will not do.
Actually, I don't remember.
In the meantime,
Cutting it close, though.
Darkstar, I don't remember.
Here's
Do
some
you
nice
actually?
music.
Can you?
got it up.
Are there actual the animals to save him in the original? Oh, there
Great,
you go.
you fulfilled
Nope.
your mission.
Nope, only in
Revive peace
only in
space.
Super.
They may be invaded by the other Metroid. Pray for a true peace in space.
True peace in space.
Go, Power Rangers! In space!
And there she
there's
is.
there.
8
And
seconds
for
of
some
fan service.
reason, Samus decides to drop the suit and be in bikini because Nintendo.
Even though
For
she's in
kids.
space and she could suffocate.
Yeah.
Nintendo was
There's
very
your-
different back in the day, huh?
And then
Like I
Samus
said,
died.
Troy, Nintendo
Yeah.
used to have a long line of love hotels before they went into the gaming business.
Well, recently they
Huh?
kind of tried to do like that with, by financing Bayonetta 2,
Really? So they sort of went back into the love hotel business as well?
Well, not really, but, Joba, Bayonetta isn't exactly a game for kids,
Oh yeah, obviously. I'm just saying, it's like, well, back in the day, sure, before Nintendo tried to revolutionize the gaming market, they had two big lines of business. One involving playing cards, and the other involving love hotels.
Well, they like variety, I guess.
Yes. So anyway, this was the original Metroid. Final thoughts?
I like this
Alright.
game. It started off my history of Metroid. It's a good start. And hey, a female protagonist back in the 80s. That was, actually
That was
pretty neat.
mind-blowing at the time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So yeah, I like the game.
Rest in peace, Gunpei Yokoi.
But yeah, I mean, basically, yeah, it's very unique, and I like how it orients. Yeah, it's a bit aged, but that's excusable for its time. Great game, and I'm looking forward to the next one.
And we will see you next mission. Well, technically, same mission, just fancier with more graphics and stuff like that. Well, see you in the remake. See you next time on Metroid Zero Mission.
That's
See ya.
Does anyone
I
else have
guess.
any final thoughts?
Looks alright, I guess.
Looks fun.
Major?
Yeah, I already mentioned that my thoughts during the whole... Yeah, that sums up.
Major?
What a clatter.
Oh, it's a classic comment.
Ah, there you are.
Uh,
Pedro, did you mute your
pretty much-
mic?
That was
No, I didn't.
Anyway,
Pedro
about-
never mutes his mic.
anyway.
Actually, I
back-
do, but fine.
Yeah, as
Oh.
Darkstar mentioned, see you for Zero Mission.